Welcome to Main Event Pong presents Books and Booze with Banshee and DZ with our super special guest, Mackey Shine. So on this episode of Books and Booze with Banshee and DZ, we are reviewing a very famous book by a very, very famous writer. Probably the most famous writer we've ever reviewed. Probably the most famous, arguably the most famous writer in the world.
Possibly, arguably.
Horror-wise.
And that writer is Stephen King. If you can name for me one modern writer, so don't be giving me no Shakespeare or no fucking Charles Dickens or no fucking...
Faulkner.
Yes.
Hemingway.
Those guys don't know.
I was just thinking Hemingway.
I'm talking about books that have been made into
Joyce.
movies, and none of those guys beat Stephen
What's
King.
up? I'm drunk. What's that racist dude? Huckleberry Finn?
Tonight we are reviewing, not reading, reviewing The Gunslinger by Mr. Stephen King.
Drop the mic.
My God.
A.K.A. Richard Bachman, but yeah.
And mind this, we're all super drunk. So this might be kind of quick.
This already happened.
Or super long. So let's see what happens.
We're going to do some shots.
They are.
Whatever you're giving yourself.
Okay, so we're going to shoot. We're thinking this is a super manly, like, you know...
I'm not a Johnny Walker fan, but
I
it's okay.
feel like the Gunslinger and the Man in Black are like fucking men.
It's a very manly book. So yeah, let's just Jameson it up.
Yeah.
That's not... Okay, you gotta
Johnny
get
Walker.
Mackie more.
He
said
said
half.
I said no.
That's not even half. He said half.
Fine. Stop.
Alright, that's alright, I guess.
Okay.
So we think they're kind of manly. I think they're gentlemen.
Nah, I think Gunslinger is like the manliest of man ever. Are we shooting right here?
I haven't seen the movie.
It's gonna be a crazy show. What are you chasing it with?
Are we doing it?
Yeah, I'm already done.
We didn't know what to drink for this.
Yeah.
So
And we're already drunk.
We're just going to drink Oktoberfest because it is the fall time.
Yeah.
And this is the best shit ever.
Alcoholic. Who's got a bottle opener so we can open this?
I does.
This will go pretty quick because we're kind of drunk. So we'll try to... and the movie's already out.
Yeah. And the book is not that long, so.
I read this book a long time ago and then I reread it for the show, probably 3-4 months ago. So when I read this book, I expected it to be, I don't want to say better, but I feel like I have friends that are straight up addicted to the Dark Tower series.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like I have friends who talk about it like it is straight up
Scripture.
high fructose corn syrup.
I don't know about
Scripture.
that.
Cocaine and shit. I think it's a great book, and I love Stephen King.
He's alright.
I like the way that Stephen King writes description. You guys know the Banshee is weird about description. I think he's perfect. He does the perfect amount of non-rambling description, and I know that is ironic because I tend to ramble when I get drunk, but fuck you guys. If you don't like it, I don't know. Anyway, so he's not like Anne Rice or, George R.R. Martin where like fucking it's like 72 minutes to describe a room.
I was gonna say Anne Rice is one of those. She'll take 5 pages to describe a flower.
Yeah, she'll be like, here's this chair in this Victorian house. It was very
occupied by
comfortable.
no person.
And I'll be like, why are we talking about this chair? Before we start this, what's your favorite Stephen King book?
The Shining.
Have you read The Shining?
A long time ago.
Bitch, you won't read it, but you'll read The Shining?
It is
This
very
bitch,
scary.
we tried to get this bitch to read it.
Why you gotta
He
be
was
all that?
scared. Black people don't like clowns. Mackey Shine, what's your favorite Stephen King book?
I like Salem's a lot. I like this. I like Firestarter a lot too.
Oh, Firestarter.
The Dark Half was really good.
The Dark Half is my favorite Stephen King book to film adaptation.
Yeah, Timothy Hutton was great.
My favorite Stephen King book is nonfiction. It is
Danse Macabre.
on writing, which
that
is
one
his guide to writing / autobiography. If you
He's a
are
weird dude.
considering becoming a writer, you should read that book. And also, if you just want to know, like, Stephen King's story, you should read that book. And also, if you just want to be entertained, read it. It's so good.
Yeah. But I think also for Gunslinger, going back to what you were saying, like you should also consider reading the preface for Gunslinger, where he said he started this book in college, and he was writing on this like bold blue ass paper that was a hand me down, and he because it was a weird looking paper, he felt compelled to write something on it. And he goes, I don't know, across the desert, the dark man fled, was it? And then he's like, and the gunslinger followed.
How about you give us a synopsis, Craig?
Are you?
Mackie?
Mackie's doing it?
I can start with synopsis. Okay.
Yeah.
Celebrity synopsis.
He likes
I'm not
to
used
scratch
to-
his back.
yeah.
I got pretty good nails.
And my back is itching, and I have a terrible back.
It's
That
good.
shit
Huh?
feels pretty good.
I told you, I got good nails.
Yeah.
They're natural, they're real,
Yeah.
and they're just the right, because you get some fingertip, but you also get some nails, so it's pretty
It's
good.
perfect, I think. Well, how should I start? Should I talk about Roland first?
Yes, how does it begin?
It begins with Roland, who's the last gunslinger. He comes from a... There's this evil entity, as all Stephen King's have. It's the Dark Man. He's a sorcerer from what's called Netherworld. You jump in whenever.
Yeah.
He's trying to get to the Dark Tower to destroy it, I believe. Mm-hmm. And Roland wants to beat him there. Well, Roland can't beat him there. He's got the head start. Gunslingers are meant to they're kind of like protectors. They're like Jedi Knights,
Kind of
essentially.
extinct, too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they were
Like
all
Jedi Knights.
Yeah, like Jedi Knights. They're all taken down. He's the last one. He's like the lone gunman. And he's walking across the desert trying to track down the Dark Man, which is, he's a variant of names, but we can get to that later. It chronicles his journey as he runs into different people, and then he goes to this one town called Tull, which is basically, it's like a Western. It's a very Western
totally
thing. Yeah.
fucking The Quick and the Dead.
Yeah.
It's totally...
The whole theme of the book is Western.
Yeah, every
Yeah.
Clint Eastwood movie that ever came out in the 70s.
Pause, hold up.
Oh, sorry.
That's
It's Western
what I
means
like about it.
post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
What?
I feel like... Okay,
It's like the Quick and the Dead. That's
so Stephen King is from Maine.
Mhm.
And let me tell you some shit. I've been to Maine.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
really nice there, but it's yuppie. It's totally
That's
yuppie.
why I want to go there.
I know. So
like
Stephen
two
King
people-
is
two black
from
people in
Maine,
Maine.
but this dude pulls off a pretty convincing
Yeah.
Western.
all he had to do was watch every Clint Eastwood movie ever made in the 70s.
Okay.
The synopsis is he's chasing, without giving away the whole plot, he's chasing the Dark Man to the Dark Tower, and the basic formula with the whole story is it talks about all the people he runs into, especially in Tull, and it's
So there's
basically
a
a dead
chick
town.
he meets who's kind of hot, but not
bangs
really
her.
hot. Actually, she's
Yeah.
kind of not hot.
She's
but
not
for
really
some
hot,
reason
but
he
he's
likes her.
he's just horny as hell.
And then he meets a kid.
Kid named Jake. After the aftermath of, you can go read it yourself to find out what happens in Tull one grisly evening and grisly morning. And after he leaves Tull and he continues on, he goes to the way station. He's not really going there. He's just passing by. He's probably chewing on weeds. He's bored as hell. And he runs
Weeds, not weed.
weeds. Oh yeah,
Smoking
weeds.
his tobacco.
Yeah, he's smoking his tobacco. And he runs into this kid who's just kind of wandering around the way station. His name is Jake Chambers.
Peculiar.
Yeah, very peculiar kid. And you can tell just with the description of the story, and just from talking to him, he's like, "Where are you from?" You can tell Jake's some kind of offlander. He's not from around this area.
He's not from around here.
And then eventually we find out that Jake is basically from a different realm, which for the reader will identify on their own that the realm he's from is actually Earth.
2.
Yeah.
No.
Well, Earth 1. And basically in that...
Welcome to Earth.
Yeah. It's where you really find out that the story of if you didn't know already, the story of the Dark Tower or the Gunslinger is not happening on Earth.
It's in a
See,
parallel dimension.
yeah.
That was a situation I was dealing with as a first-time reader to this book. I never saw the movie, never read any of the book. There's some weird elements as far as parallel
fiction.
universes and science fiction. Mm-hmm. So it's a Western.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I'm super drunk. It's a Western element and a super sci-fi element that kind of merges into one.
Which would typically equal steampunk, except only if it's in Victorian times, and it's not. It's modern. You get the feeling that the parallel dimension in which the underlying story takes place is in the past. In, like he said, Clint Eastwood type of fucking...
Yeah, it seems very 1787. Yeah.
But the modern times, it's kind of like a fucking... What's the shit I'm thinking about? Planet of the Apes. But the actual dimension feels like they make references saying, oh, something about New York or whatever. Mm-hmm. So you feel like the actual dimension is current. It's in present times.
Yeah. But
the parallel is in, Old West.
But you don't get full description because the thing about Jake is when the gunslinger inquires how'd you get here, where
He
you're
doesn't
from, he's
remember
kind of like,
shit.
he doesn't remember anything. He goes, well, I was dreaming that I had this stuff happen here, and then I wound up here. Yeah. And the gunslinger knows nothing about Earth or New York City or anything else. So he's just like, this kid's just an idiot, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to follow me on my journey, go ahead. It's basically how it happened.
So pretty cool. So some shit goes down. We won't spoil it for you.
When you're reading the book,
Just saying.
the thing that talking about the gunslinger, which is the thing that he's obsessed with versus the things that he loves. You, the reader, I don't want to speak for you, might go, the thing that you love. How did you grow to love that thing so quickly?
He did love him quickly.
Which is my issue.
So I wasn't really sure about that, but I think it has something to do with his past life. I think
Which is not explored very much.
It's not.
Yeah.
I think as a human being, you love living things. So when he met Jake, I think it has something to do with like his
I get attached
his connection,
really
Like a
easy.
kinship kind of thing?
his connection to the real world.
Yeah.
Because he's already kind of counted himself out. So he's connected to Jake because Jake is like, he feels bad.
Sign of hope, maybe?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, but long story short, some fucked up shit goes on. It's a little steampunky.
A little bit.
It's a little
And super
rednecky.
westerny.
It's not scary. So
Not at all.
Stephen King
No.
is known for horror. You said he was the best, most famous horror writer. I don't
Yes.
think that's true. I think
I'll go
that
famous.
he is the most famous living author.
Yeah.
Name one author living that is more famous than Stephen King.
Well, no one, but Dean Koontz come close
Dean
to
Koontz.
him.
No.
Well, when you mean famous, you mean like influence-wise or making money? Because
Both.
those Twilight shit's
No.
making a lot of money. That doesn't make the author any
Okay,
good.
but
Stephen
if you
King is
gross-
the most both. He's both. Influential and making
J.K.
money.
Rowling is more famous than fucking Stephanie Meyer.
Well, right now.
You could argue
we're talking
right
influence,
now,
yes.
with the exception of Jesus or whoever wrote
Jesus-
the Bible.
Jesus didn't
King
write anything.
James or fucking Paul or whoever the fuck wrote the Bible.
Everyone wrote
You
the
have
Bible.
to fucking argue that Stephen King is the most
Yes.
famous living
Okay.
author.
Okay.
So,
Okay, whatever.
I agree.
I think that...
He's also very polarizing, but I agree. Okay.
Oh my god. Do you enjoy the smell of your own farts?
Alright.
You got, hey, Mac, you got
do
late
kinda
tonight?
smell like sex. Did you bring my glass?
I didn't do anything.
I don't even know what the point we're talking about Stephen King being the most famous author of all time is.
I was gonna say, where's this going?
Okay, who's your favorite character? These?
In this book,
Of the
my-
4 options you have.
by far my favorite character is Roland.
Yeah.
Because
He's the most developed.
he's got a lot of history. Even though they do a lot of flashback and there's characters you learn about,
Yeah.
he's the only one who's the most relatable. There's a lot of growth. By far, he's the only character that really means anything.
I know what I'm going to say about
I know what you're
Mine
gonna
is the
say.
Man in Black
I knew she was
because
gonna
I
say that.
love
He's
evil.
evil.
Because evil will always win because good is dumb.
Cloaked in
She don't know
darkness.
nothing about the Man in Black. And she
Who
picks him
cares?
for
He's
it.
cool as
She
shit.
just said to herself,
I don't
because
give a
I
fuck.
think I'm as good looking as Matthew McConaughey. Oh, all right,
I
all right, all
don't
right.
even like. I don't even like Matthew McConaughey. I don't even think he's hot.
A little bit.
I like him because he's mysterious. Because you know something deep is going on with him. I like him because he's got weird
He's a little weird.
hypnotic powers
Oh, yeah.
or powers of persuasion.
He has
if you will.
that for sure.
And if
Yeah,
I
he
could
just-
have,
yeah.
if the Banshee, we talked about this a
Well, he's
little
basically
bit.
got the force.
When
I mean,
did, I think we talked, didn't we talk about this when we did Steelheart? If the Banshee could choose any known power to have, she would choose mind control. Because if y'all had other powers, I would just use my mind control to control y'all's powers.
Wait, what?
Mackey the Shine,
my favorite, Roland.
of course.
Why,
Exactly.
Why, of course.
No, because he makes sense.
My turn, right? Oh, yeah. No, if you're...
What?
Because your phone keeps coming.
Yeah,
What's up with your beard? Why your beard keeps foaming like that?
Jizz.
okay. I'm intrigued by... It's kind of my personality too, you know, the lone gunman, the lone walker, the guy walking
Exactly.
by himself.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know why I bit you right now.
the guy who walks by himself and gets bitten randomly by strangers for no
You
reason.
became a zombie. You
Yeah.
said walker.
Yeah.
You said walker, so
Yeah.
I was like, I'm a zombie.
Okay, the Lone Ranger, if you will. Just Yeah, and when you meet the guy, he's like, yeah, I'm chasing the man in black. Why? I don't know. Why not?
He ain't got nothing else to do.
Yeah, you got nothing else to do. I guess I might as well save the world. You know?
That's that's the exact reason why I like him too. He's very much the solemn hero.
Yeah.
Who has a target, has a mission.
Yeah, and he's
gonna take care of that.
Yeah, exactly. He's the anti-hero where it's like, do you like what you do? Doesn't matter. Or no.
True.
Yeah. He's like he's a broodier version of Star-Lord.
He's Batman.
He's Batman, yeah.
He's pretty much Batman.
But he's not rich.
I wouldn't say he's Batman.
He's a broke ace.
No, it's basically he's like.
How do you know
he's more like he's more like a male Katniss.
Just say it.
I don't cuss. So
say it.
I don't cuss.
Say it.
I don't do it.
He's male Katniss Everdeen. Sorry. What?
We're gonna rate the book.
That's right. Let's go.
I rated I'm okay. This is not fair because if I was comparing it against all other books, it would have 1 rating. But when I'm comparing it against Stephen King books versus the hype that all you Dark Tower addicts fucking sold me before I read it, like 12 years ago or whatever, against Megan's fucking like standard of books, I give it a 3.75. Because like I said, the people that I know who are obsessed with this book, and I'm looking at you, Amy, and you, James.
Calling out names.
This motherfucking book seems like it should be a fucking 5.
Yeah.
But it's a 3 or a 3.75. Stephen King has 35 stars.
Is our scale to 10?
What the fuck, DZ?
You saying something?
1 to 5.
Oh, okay.
I felt like there should have been more. And granted, I haven't read book 2. Have you read book 2?
No.
I haven't read book 2.
That'll factor my rating.
And maybe that's what happens.
But see,
so I need to read along.
But that's more like that would make even more sense if you read it when the book first came out.
Yeah.
And you didn't know there was going to be 9 sequels or whatever, you know.
So 3.75 for me. Craigles?
I'll stick on a 3 because it's good, but even when I read it the first time, which was like 2004-ish, right? You know, obviously I knew by 2004 they had like 4 or 5 sequels by then. But I read it, it was good, it was satisfying, but I didn't go, damn, I can't wait to read, what's the second one? The Wastelands?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. That's the second one, right?
Yes.
Or no, or was that the Drawing of the 3?
Or some shit, I don't know.
I think the Drawing of the 3 was the second. That's how excited I was. I couldn't remember which the second and the third was. Yeah, so it's a 3 because I couldn't give it a 2 because the 2 would be below average. And
it's not a 2.
Yeah, it's a 3.
It's not a... Yeah.
If we're going 5 scale, it's a 2.
DZ.
I'll give it a 4 because I actually liked it. There's some weird...
I still like it.
There's some weird elements that like the descriptive portions of it, the book. When he's like in the part where I forgot the preacher woman who they're like she knew she wants
like,
to bed.
Oh yeah.
With the weird
there's some
blonde
weird
hair,
there's some weird elements like sexual elements that are actually very interesting in this book,
including the elements with Jake, which I didn't like.
So I don't hate this book.
I don't hate it.
There's some weird things that actually make it more like, okay, this is weird, but I'm gonna keep reading. So it kind of drives it out of you. So I'm gonna give it a 4, even though Stephen King he loses me at a lot of points. And with this book in particular, there's some elements that actually kind of draw me in. So I give it a 4 easy.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like the reason I gave it a 3 because a 4 would make me want to read the second book, and a 5 would make me want to read the whole series.
I'm gonna read the whole
I didn't want to
series
read past the
I'll
first
read
one,
it
but I
too.
liked the first one. Yeah.
I'm going to ask you guys this. What's your favorite Stephen King film adaptation? Now, I said The Dark Half.
The Shining still.
The Shining. Which
Shining.
one?
It.
The original?
You know what? You know what was also really good was the Langoliers.
That was terrible.
I didn't hate it. I love The Stand.
Oh, The Stand too.
And allegedly, you guys know there's crossover from the Dark Tower series.
Yes, Randall Flagg, the Dark Man.
I don't know. I just fucking felt like there should be more.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty much all we have for you today at Books and Booze with Banshee and DZ. If you like the book, let us know. If you think we should read a book, let us know.
If you want us to read the second one in the installment, let us know.
DZ said he would read fucking... We're still waiting on to see if DZ hits the amount of subscribers he needs on his channel, which is...
Oh, it's Dave Line though.
And then
which they got more stuff coming.
We will read book 2 of Eclipse. You said that, right? If you hit how many?
I don't remember that. We'll read book 2. If this one gets to 5,000 and I get to 1, we'll read book 2.
Yep.
But trust me, I better not get to book 2.
We want to thank Mackey the Shine for joining us, being
Follow
a special guest.
Shine, bring it up. There we go.
Don't be as hard because I'm a girl.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.